All right, here we are, back for the next installment of my CAGED Chord Lesson Series. In the first three videos, we went over basic open position shapes for major and minor chords. And then in the last video, which was the first half of this video, we went over dominant 7 chords, and then we played some simple blues forms to practice those chords. So in this video, I want to get into some other types of chords. We're going to play some minor 7s and major 7s, add chords, suspended chords, and these names might seem odd to you. But we will tackle the reasoning behind these names in a later theory segment, all right? For now, let's play the chords. So we're going to play a C add 9 chord, which I like to call baby G. Essentially take a G chord, the Nashville G, and I bring my top 2 fingers down to the 5th and 4th string, all right? So I have 2nd finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret, 1st finger on the 2nd fret, 4th string, open 3rd string, and then 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string, 4th finger, 3rd fret, 1st string. Sounds like this. We strum five strings on this guy. Next chord we will learn is a C major 7. It's pretty simple if you know a C chord. I'm going to play C and then release the 1st finger. 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 5th string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string, bottom 3 strings open, strum from the 5th string down. All right, moving on to D sus 4. The sus 4 is essentially a D chord, so I'm going to keep the D and then I'm just going to place my pinky in front of my middle finger on the 3rd fret. So I have 1st finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string. Then my 2nd finger is on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. It's not necessary. You may want to leave it there if you're switching back and forth. But for the D sus 4, we're just going to put our 4th finger on the 3rd fret, 1st string. Sounds like this. Notice if I put this down, it doesn't change. But if I'm going between D and D sus 4, I may want to just leave that middle finger down. Maybe you know this one. All right. Can you maybe play that right now without any sheet music or anything, just based off what I played? Try it. All right, next is D sus 2. So D sus 2 is just the D chord again, but releasing that middle finger. So playing the 1st string open. I'll have a 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. I'm going to have my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And then I'm going to strum 4 strings down. Next one is A minor 7. So A minor 7 is an A minor with the 3rd finger lifted up off of that 3rd string. Okay, so I have 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string, 1st finger, 1st fret, 2nd string, and then I go from the 5th string down. We got A sus 4 next. A sus 4 is going to be like our D sus 4, we're going to play an A chord and then just plop our pinky in front of our ring finger, which is on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. So my pinky will go on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And then 1st finger, 2nd fret, 4th string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string. I'm going down 5 strings on this one, all right? So A sus 4, A major, A sus 4, plain old A. All right, so next we should probably do A sus 2. So A sus 2 is playing the A chord again, but releasing the ring finger, okay? So our 2nd string will just be open now. So 1st finger, 2nd fret, 4th string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string. You could also play it with the 2nd and 3rd finger instead of the 1st and 2nd finger, like that. Either way, it sounds like this. Okay, I just strummed 5 strings. A sus2. Next chord, we're going to play another type of A chord, okay? Another chord with the root of A. I'm going to play A major 7. Okay, A major 7 is second finger, second fret, fourth string, first finger, first fret, third string, third finger, second fret, second string. And like all A chords in open position, we play from the fifth string down, like so. Beautiful chord. Major 7s are my favorite. Moving right along here, we're going to play E minor 7. So we're just going to take an E minor chord, which was second finger, second fret, fifth string, third finger, second fret, fourth string, and then we're going to put our pinky down here on the second string of third fret, second string. Play all the strings. Many ways to play this chord. There's like, I can think of like 5 off the top of my head just in this position. Some people may want to use different fingerings. You can even add notes. I think I could do it like this. You can do it just like this. Or like this. But let's stick with the fingering I gave you, all right? Another chord is B minor 7. So this is like our B7 chord that we did in the last lesson. We're just lifting up the first finger, okay? So we have second finger, second fret, fifth string, third finger, second fret, third string, fourth finger, pinky, second fret, first string. We're going to strum from the fifth string down. All right, we're getting there with these chords. I know there's a lot in this lesson, but at this point you should be ready for it. Here is F major 7. We're going to go third finger, third fret, fourth string, second finger, second fret, third string, first finger, first fret, second string. First string's open. We're going to go from the fourth string down. In case you are wondering, here is a breakdown of the names of these chords and how to say them. You heard me say them while I was playing them, but let's just go over this in detail, okay? So the word add after a chord is just said the way we think it's said. We say add. So C add 9, D add 11, okay? We didn't learn that chord, but it exists. The word sus is short for suspension, okay? It's not like, yo bro, that's sus, man. It's suspended chord, okay? So we say D sus4 or D sus2, something like that. The lowercase m, as we know, indicates the word minor. So AM7 means A minor 7. And then for the major 7 chords, like F major 7, we abbreviate the word major with maj, M-A-J, so F maj 7. Sometimes you might see a little triangle symbol too, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Recall that a chord written with just the root and the number 7, like G7, is short for dominant 7. So we have dominant 7s, minor 7s, and major 7s so far. 3 types of 7 chords. Okay, now it's time to mess around with these chords. All right, so there are exercises included in the PDF down below for you to practice. I will go over them for you right now. So the first exercise is going to use the chords C add 9, G, D sus4, and D. All right, and all these exercises, I'm going to give you varying strum patterns, so you also are practicing your rhythm and not just the chords. When you do these at home or wherever you may be, feel free to mix and match the strum patterns. So like, don't always play the same strum pattern on every chord exercise. Like for exercise 1, you might want to use like strum pattern 4. For exercise 2, you may want to use strum pattern 1. You know what I'm saying? All right. So we got C add 9, G, D sus4, and D. We're going to do a down, down, up, down, up, down, up strum. Here we go. So in exercise 2, We got A major 7, we got D sus2, got B minor 7, and then we're going to use a dominant 7 chord. We're going to use E7 at the end. That'll create a nice resolution back to A major 7. Strum pattern on this one is going to be down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Here it is. Now I'm playing all of these 2 times. When you practice them, play them like at least 10 times each, okay? And start really slow and then build up the speed. Also, don't forget we want to release on the last up strum before landing on the next chord. This idea of releasing the chord early, we've discussed ad nauseum, okay, in previous lessons. So I won't reiterate that here. All right, so go back and watch those if you're unsure on what I'm talking about. All right, exercise 3 is going to be pretty simple. It's A minor 7, F major 7, A minor 7, E minor 7. We're going to use a very common strum pattern on this one. We're going to go down, down, up, down, up. Sounds like this. Moving right along, exercise number 4. We got C major 7, F, D minor, and G7. Now we haven't gone over an F chord yet. I'm getting to it. We're going to do that in a second. But let me play you this exercise first. The strum pattern will be down, down, up, down, down, down. So the last exercise is going to be kind of fun. We're going to do A sus4, A sus2, and A, E minor 7, and then G and D. The strum pattern is going to be down, up, up, 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 down, up. Kind of tricky the way we're going to switch the chords. So listen closely and check out the PDF if you need to see it written out. I ended that one on an A chord. Just feels a little bit more resolved than A sus4. Okay. All right, so in that 4th exercise, I used the F major chord. This chord will set us up to start moving chords up and down the neck, as it uses no open strings. It can be quite difficult for many to learn, so let's spend a little extra time on it. Here's how you play it. 3rd finger, 4th string, 3rd fret. 2nd finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then we're going to take our 1st finger and do what's called a bar. We're going to flatten it on the bottom 2 strings. So I'm pushing the flat part of my finger in to both strings. It sounds like this. Now when most people play this chord, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like this. If you're lucky, sometimes it sounds like this. That's all good. Okay, I'm going to show you a little progression to build up the strength and the dexterity in your fingers to play this chord nice and smooth. So this chord is hard to play because of that bar, right? It requires us to bar the first 2 strings, the E and B strings, while simultaneously arching our 2nd and 3rd fingers over on the 3rd and 4th strings. So what I want you do, if you're having trouble with this chord, like 99.9% of us will when we first try it, I want you to just try to bar those first two strings. So try to get used to just putting your first finger on those first two strings, and think about doing this with your finger. Put the flat part in and then push into that. So you're almost kind of hyperextending your finger a little bit. It's okay. Your finger won't break. It can handle this. It should sound like this. Okay, so just those two notes. Once that sounds good, go ahead and add the second finger onto the third string, second fret. And your first finger is going to naturally want to start to come up, which will mute the first string. Try to keep it down by pushing in through that top knuckle on your first finger, and keep that second finger bent like this. So yeah, you guessed it. Once that checks out, we're going to keep those two fingers the way they are, and then we're going to try, this is the really hard part, to add the third finger to the fourth string on the third fret. And pay attention to the angle of your elbow and your arm. Try to keep your elbow in. Okay, we don't want chicken winging out. And try to let the wrist drop down. Here we go. That's F. All right? So did you notice how there are no open strings on this chord? This is what makes it a movable chord. Okay, movable chords are chords that can be moved to different locations on the fretboard to yield a chord with a different root. So if I take the F chord, for example, and move it up 2 frets, that's F sharp, it becomes another way to play a G chord. It's because I'm moving all the notes in the chord up an equal distance, as there are no open strings. If I had like a C chord and I did that, if I move up a fret, my open strings remain static. They didn't move, right? So you're going to get like a weird sound of the chord. Some positions sound nice. Like if I move that up to the 5th fret, that's a pretty common type of D chord. It's like a D 6-9 type thing going on. There's like some other locations that are pretty cool, but it's not what we would call a movable chord. All right? The most popular kind of movable chord that you've heard of probably are bar chords. That is a whole nother video series that we will get into down the road. All right, so get excited for that. It'll be a blast, I promise. But yeah, so in the PDF below, you will find all the exercises I've gone over in this video and actually in all the previous videos as well. So I encourage you to check out that, as well as some of the addendums I did to this series that cover the theory and will walk you through some songs, very classic songs that use the skills in these previous videos. Otherwise, that's it for me for now. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and showing an interest in learning to play guitar. You know, my goal is to be here for you as you continue your journey, so we will be coming out with more topics down the road. Pentatonic scales, I think, are coming up next, and then bar chords and power chords and stuff. So please subscribe if you like what you've been watching, because it really helps me out. You know, and I wish you all peace, love, and happy practicing. Cheers.